6 o'clock. Okay. The time is now 6 o'clock on the 23rd day of April, and this regular meeting of the El Campo Independent School District Board of Trustees is now called to order. Let the record show that this meeting was duly posted in accordance with the Texas Government Code, and we have a quorum of members present. If everybody would please stand, I'd like to say a prayer, and we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we give you thanks and pray for your continued blessings for our community and for our schools. We pray that you will guide us and bless our efforts during this meeting tonight as we do the important work that we have before us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, President Dortick and members of the board, I would like to, before we get into our public comment and our recognitions, I would like to suggest that we amend tonight's agenda to table item 6A1. I've recently spoken to the Wharton County Youth Fair, and they are not ready yet to make a recommendation to us about the change in the Wharton County Youth Fair for next year. So I recommend we table that agenda item.
Okay, we can do that at a later date to accommodate the fair, as soon as they make a decision on their date.
Need a motion for that.
Need a motion, yes, sir?
I move that we table A1, 6A1.
I second it.
Have a motion and a second. For any discussion, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion passes. Okay,
And Mr. President, we have 3 people wanting to speak, and
Yes,
so
we
if
do.
you would just call them.
sure. Yes, we have 3 people. We'll start with Mr. Murphy, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. First, let me say that I believe my grandson is receiving a good education at Hutchins. But I've been here before to complain about our not being able to reinforce what he learns in class because we do not have access to the online lessons. This is because we do not have software like Dojo or Google Classroom, and 68% of school districts use Google Classroom. I learned this after talking with a teacher at a nearby district. The fundamental version of Google Classroom is free, and the more advanced versions are cheap. We could easily start with the free version and see if it is adequate. I respectfully ask that the El Campo board consider adding this software. I have no doubt STAR test levels would improve. My second point, I heard that Bowling and Wharton high schools have dual credit programs so that high school students can receive an associate's degree while still in high school. But El Campo School District does not. They do have a few classes, but not most of them they do not have. I called and I talked with the dual counselor at Wharton County Junior College, and she told me this, and that's what she said. She said that that's the case, and so I asked her, why does El Campo not do all the dual credit courses? She said this first has to be approved by the board. That's why I'm here. I asked why the board would not approve this, and she said the board is aware of this, just has not completed the approval process. So I asked, is it, and it works then, and I just need to wait. She said it would not hurt for me to encourage the board to take action. Again, that's why I'm here, to encourage you to approve dual credit for all the classes so the students can receive their associate's degree before graduation. Approval of the dual credit would of course allow parents to avoid the expense of the first 2 years of college, or just having an associate's degree would give them a leg up in the job market. I understand that some students may not be ready to start at a 4-year college as a junior, but some would be. The parent-student team could evaluate this and make their own decisions. They would have the option to start at whatever level, freshman to junior, that they think appropriate for their kid. It's quite a cost savings would result. And so I respectfully ask the board to move the dual credit program forward. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The way this works is we can't comment. In other words, it's not an agenda item, but we appreciate your input. Okay, we'll move to another. We have 2 more. Mr. Smith, Larry Smith.
Right here. Okay, I wrote some stuff down, I'll just be quick, because there's a lot of people here. I kind of run a soccer league here in town that has a lot of kids, and I talk to a lot of the parents, and I support the kids. Landon, he's a junior. My son played for the soccer team and stuff, but we were asking about getting a soccer period at the school all year long, because most of the sports, if not all of them, get to go to a period where they practice their sport pretty much all year long. I think swim goes to aquatic center, golf, tennis, and all of them. I haven't verified every sport or what, I don't know. But it would help them to practice all year, stay in shape. I think it would help them with their grades, stay focused on their grades, because somebody be watching them. And not just have to come in at the last minute and try to get in shape, because a lot of the kids don't play other sports. You know, my son, he kicks, plays football and stuff, and he could just stay with the football team. I ain't asking to mess up a bunch of stuff, but if the ones that just do soccer could practice all year, prepare for the season, because the teams we fight in our battling district, Bay City and Cajon, they all do it. And then when you hit the playoffs, I just ask them, and most of them do it, just to help them stay focused and everything. But, you know, if there's some way to do it, we're just asking you to give it a shot, help the kids out, keep them in shape, keep their grades up, build some unity there, and all year long. And again, because soccer's a long season. I was looking at it, we played like 4 months. I think the first tournament was December 14th, and we went all the way into April, because we plan on going to state every year or deep into the playoffs. And it's a big focus on that. I know the girls didn't win it this year, but we're going to win it. We're going to win it one day, so I'm going to keep saying it. But we got close. But it's a real passion of mine. I just want to let them have the same opportunity that the other sports have to practice all year, focus on it, and get better. Thank you for your time. Thanks for all y'all do. Appreciate it.
Okay, Mr. Zach Eater. I'd like the same topic.
3 minutes, Eater.
I know. Larry's being very modest. He does a lot for the community and for the soccer community in general. It's amazing what he does. But I'm a parent here in El Campo ISD. I have 2 young kids going into Hutchins and going into Northside next year. And it's really important to us, and you can see the support we have, that this is a very fast-growing and widely played sport. In fact, being on the Little League board and on helping him with the soccer league, I will tell you that the soccer league is the biggest youth sport played in El Campo, and it's also the fastest growing. So it has the most numbers and the fastest growing. And what we are looking for, and Larry touched on it at the high school level, is allowing these kids to dedicate themselves to their craft. We've already made the investment as a board. You invested in the kids and all the student athletes by supporting the athletic department's investment in character development, leadership, really bringing these athletes in and building up their ability to connect with the community. And as a team, this will be groundbreaking for these kids. We already know that many of the students in this demographic that are playing soccer as their primary sport, when they reach academic problems, they quit. When I fail the first time, I don't try and get re-eligible. I just say, oh, I'm done with soccer, I'll play next year. And that's something as a board we cannot accept. And the other thing is we need to start developing our talent at a younger age. Many of the schools in our district are already developing middle school programs. And UIL has set this program up very specifically to make it doable for districts around the state by making the season in April and May. So you don't have other sports competing for the same playing surfaces. You're freeing up coaches that can help support this program. And in Sweeney alone, following their Facebook page for their middle school, they had 48 kids try out for one 8th grade soccer team. There's tremendous talent here. We have friends that drive from Victoria to play in Larry's league, because if you want your kids to get better, you play against talent. And the talent is here in the Gulf Coast. So I just wanted to bring it up to the board that this is something that Larry has been passionate about for a long time. You obviously see that there's a tremendous amount of parents that support this. In one weekend, Larry collected 390 voting citizens of El Campo at his weekend league saying they want this program to move forward. And we're here to help you. We have coaches, we have parents, we have fundraising capabilities. When those restrictions come up, don't let them stop the process. Engage with us. We want to make this happen. We want to work with you. And at the end of the day, if you haven't gotten to see the girls play, come out and see them. If you haven't seen the boys play, come out, and it's a great time, great evening to spend. And if you got free time on the weekend, come out, get a snow cone, walk around Friendship Park, and enjoy a lot of soccer. There's a tremendous amount of kids in our district that are really engaged, and I really would challenge you to take this and take a step forward and engage with them as student athletes, to bring them in and build up some accountability and grow the program. So with that, I'll leave it. You know, Larry's just too modest. He's a very good guy, and you can see the parents here are just in great support of what we're trying to do, and we hope that y'all would join us. So I'll leave it with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I guess we'll go to recognition.
Well, board members, that is all of the public comment. So now we're on to recognition, probably the best part of your jobs, that we pay you so high. I want everybody to know that they made a joke out of they had so much going on here, they all needed their own payday, so I simply brought one out to them to make sure that they understood they were well paid. First we will recognize our FCCLA state qualifiers, then we'll recognize girls soccer, and then an item that is not on the agenda, but it is a recognition, so we can talk about it during this section, is Ms. Starry wants to make the public aware of a recognition that she received from a national organization. So let's start with FCCLA, and I know that Mr. Fleener is here, and I know that Ms. Harp and Ms. Painish are here, so it's yours.
So, and yes, both Ms. Painish, Ms. Slavinka, and Ms. Harp are all
Oh, I
here.
see Ms. Lavinka, sorry. I didn't see you back there, Brooke.
And they do a tremendous job with their programs. Ms. Lavinka in teaching and learning, and Ms. Painish and Ms. Harp in culinary. And when I was a principal at a different campus and was looking to start that program, the place I came was here to look at the program that they've developed. But they do a great job with that. So, Lindsay, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm not sure where to stand, so I'm just going to stand here. I'm Lindsay Painish. I'm one of the FCCLA sponsors. I'm also one of the culinary instructors at the high school. So we took quite a few students to region. Can't remember the exact number off the top of my head. I should have written that down. It was close to 20. And we had 13, 14, 15 actually advanced to state. So you got to place in top 5 in our region. Our region is very hard. I say this every year, but we compete against all the Houston area and then a little old El Campo. And so big 5A, 6A schools we're competing against. We competed in 3 events this year. We have the Culinary Arts event, which we compete in every year. The cupcake presentation event, which is, yes, you have to develop a cupcake. You have to build a display that showcases the cupcake that goes along with the theme. You also have to do a slew of paperwork, and you have to write a 5-minute speech because it's about the presentation of it. So you're kind of working on a lot of skills there. And Ms. Lavinka's students competed in an event called Toys That Teach, since her education girls are future teachers. They have to develop a toy that teaches young children, and they basically present it. And they have to write a long speech about it, paperwork, and present it. So I'll talk about my students first. I'll talk about Brady File first. He had a menu.
Miss Painish, could you have them all come up here? Because we're going to have some...
I'll walk up and I'll...
That way Mr. Dorr can present them their recognition.
So we'll do the culinary related events first, and I'll let Ms. Slavinka talk about that, if that's okay. All right, Brady, raise your hand. There's Brady. Okay, he competed in the culinary arts event, placed 4th at region. Very hard to do as a junior, I'm going to say right now. Competed at state. We were there last week, actually, for 4 days in Dallas. And his menu, he had a maple butter glazed chicken breast, rice pilaf, sauteed green beans, and an Oreo ganache tart. And now these guys they're performing, guys. It's so cool to see. I say this every year, but these guys, this is not silly kids cooking. This is serious culinary. I mean, they are doing like high level, professional level, full chef's uniform. I mean, everything has to be perfect, spot on, just like they're serving at a fine dining restaurant. And they have professional chefs, big name professional chefs that are judging them, and they are scrutinized every little itty bitty thing that they are judged on. And we practice for months for this, and so they are top notch. Brady placed 13th at state, which is 13th out of the whole state of Texas, which is amazing. And so him only being a junior, the chefs told him, we really want to see everything that you've learned. They could not believe he was a junior, first of all. And they told him they really want him to take what he's learned this year and apply it next year. And I have faith that he's just going to blow it out of the park last year. It's hard following. We won state in this event last year, and so it's hard following that because I had a senior last year that won that, and so he did an amazing job. I'm very proud of him. Good job. So these are the 4. We actually had 5 students compete in state in the cupcake presentation event. One student is not here, Kendall Smith. He works at Pinchers and he's working tonight, so he couldn't make it. But I'll talk about. Okay, this is Paisley Lavati. Raise your hand, Paisley. Kaylin Harp is her teacher. Paisley is our only freshman that competed this year, and so she prepared a lemon cupcake with a blueberry compote, blueberry buttercream, and built this gorgeous, cute, little, amazing farm animal theme. She's an amazing speaker, and she ended up getting 2nd place in the freshman-sophomore division. So good job. Raise your hand, Stacy. She's mine, and she's a sophomore, and she also competes in the freshman sophomore level division. And Stacy made a snickerdoodle cupcake, built this gorgeous bakery, and gave her speech, and she placed 4th. So good job. And then Alex Martinez, she's also in the freshman sophomore division, placed 2nd at region. She ended up getting 10th at state, but she did a lemon cupcake with a lemon curd filling and a raspberry buttercream. It's hard to remember all these. And we did a backyard swimming pool theme, and she placed 10th. She did a good job. She drove all the way in the middle of the night with her family had Derby Doll Spring Show, drove all the way to Dallas to meet us, and had to compete at bright early the next morning. So bless her. Thank you, Alex. That was not easy to do. And then last but not least, we have Ileana Martinez. She competed in the junior senior because she's a junior, and she prepared a blackberry cupcake. Absolutely delicious. And we did a blackberry farm stand, and she is our state champion. Top 3 in these events win scholarship money to Escoffier School of Culinary Arts in Austin. They all won thousands of dollars just to that school for culinary school. All right, thank you.
If y'all need a cupcake taste tester.
That's what I was thinking.
Snickerdoodle.
Sneaking in. All right, can y'all get together for a picture? Open them up and fold, yeah. Carefully fold it back so your certificate doesn't fall out. Can you fold yours? There you go. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank y'all.
Awesome.
When they do this, do people get to watch at the competitions?
Do what?
Do people get to watch?
No,
No?
they don't. It's closed. I try my best, and I get, yeah, no, it's closed off. Okay. Please teach the ladies.
All right, I'm Brooke Lavinka, and I teach the Education and Training Program, and this is my 4th year at the high school. It's kind of bittersweet this year because some of these girls have been with me since the 8th grade, so we go way back, and they're leaving. But hopefully they'll be back to maybe teach at El Campo ISD in the future. So these girls participated in FCCLA Toys That Teach competition. They had to invent a toy that will teach students, and they chose to do between the ages of 5 and 7. I took 2 teams this year. The first team consisted of Trinity, Scarlett, and Abby. And they created a math game called Fingers for Figures with little gloves and that you can use to count opposable gloves. And they placed first at the regional level and qualified for state. And then I have Val Gutierrez, who was a team by herself, and she created a board game, a floor mat board game, kind of like Twister. It was a math game. And so she placed second at region, and she was also a state qualifier. And so some more exciting news. These girls work at the elementary school 4 days a week for 2 hours, 2 class periods a day with students, and so they've got lots of experience. And we just took 9 of them Monday, and they are now certified Texas teachers aides, and then we'll have 8 more this summer that will qualify once they turn 18. So.
Ready?
Will you give this to Panish to give to Kendall?
Congratulations.
There you go, fold it back.
Thank you.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Coach Reeve.
All right. Well, it's my honor to be able to introduce our coaches for our state semifinalist girls soccer team. And they had an outstanding, yes, give them a hand. Obviously, they had an outstanding year, record-setting year. And just an outstanding season. Real quick, I would be remiss if I didn't also say something about our boys soccer team. Also had a fantastic year, went 4 rounds deep, and also had a great year. But our girls were state semifinalists. One quick story, I said this at Booster Club last week. Coach Aranahu has done a great job. Denise Anderson is our assistant girls soccer coach, did a phenomenal job as well. But when my first event here as an El Campo Ricebird, right after I got hired, was a girls soccer playoff game. That was my very first event that I came to, and so before the game, I said something to Coach Aranahu about, congratulations on, being in the playoffs, and she said, Coach, you don't understand. Like, we only scored about 4 goals total last year, and here we are in the playoffs. Two goals. I've been corrected. And here we are 2 years later, and we're 1 game away from the state championship game. So quite a phenomenal season. And our coaches, our girls. I want to thank our parents for being here and their support throughout the entire year. And so with that, I'm going to let Coach Aranahu recognize and introduce our girls soccer team.
I guess, should I have the girls go in the back or?
Coach O, I would suggest that we move the 2 guys over there against the wall out of there, and then start having all the girls come lining up.
And parents, I know y'all.
Please come on in, parents.
Come on in where you can see. I know it's all the same.
Y'all can line up all the way behind us. Hey, why don't you
They're not
come
gonna stand in
back?
the middle. It doesn't matter. I'm just thinking parents could stand behind us.
We got one right here for you.
I was trying
Parents can get behind us so they can see.
You know what? I'm gonna move. I do want to stand by you, but like, it's hard when like.
Here, y'all come on in. Parents, y'all come on in. There's plenty of room. Y'all come on in. There's seats here and here. Come on in.
We're just trying to make parents keep staying in here, ladies.
Come on in, everybody.
Okay, we've had a really good season. It has been a turnaround with the soccer program. When I came in my first year, we had we had a small number of girls, and it's definitely grown. I think with me being the head volleyball coach at the time, I was like getting girls, come on, come play. Even if you don't have any, you don't know how to play, come on. I just want you, let's go. And so we've definitely built the program with the girls, and I'm proud of them because every year we'd make history. That was our goal. Hey, let's keep getting towards the next goal. The first year we did make 2 goals, and our parents were there every step of the way. You would think we won the championship with the first goal. And soccer's a hard sport to be a fan of because you're in the cold, you're in the freezing rain, you're in hail and snow and everything. So we do have a lot of support, and the girls made it through. The next year, we won our first by-district championship, and I was really proud of the girls for doing that. And we made it to area, and we lost to Lorena. And so this year coming in, we knew we had some things that unfinished business. That was our motto. And the girls, every single game, it was, they knew we can do this, we can do this. It was positivity. And we started the season winning the Yoakum Championship Tournament, and that was kind of the start of everything, and they were just really happy. They were committed. The next thing, we just kept winning games and going to different tournaments, and it was just a winning motto by then, So then we went to district, and our goal was to beat Bay City, and we did lose the first time, but the second time we tied, and it's technically a win in soccer. So that was breaking the 64 losing game streak of Bay City beating El Campo. So it was a big thing for us to tie. So next year the plan is to beat Bay City twice and be district champs. After that, we just went on, and these girls, I love them. I mean, I spend so much time with them, more than my family, and looking at them makes me want to cry because I have so much love for them. They have so much love for each other. And they told me, they said, Coach O, on the last district game, they said, we're going to make it to state for you. And I almost just started crying. I said, no, you can make it for yourself. We're going to do this. And so they did it, and they kept playing. We ended up becoming by-district champs, area champs, regional semifinals champs. We beat Lorena in the regional finals, and then we went all the way to state semifinals to play Wimberley. And it was a tough game. Did we want to win state? Yes, but they did a remarkable job this season, and I'm very proud of the hard work. They stuck through it. Every team has its family drama, but you would think, that we had drama, and we don't. We just loved each other, and we just played. We had hard practices, and they finished. And I know by their faces, they never wanted the season to end, and I didn't either. If they could have kept going, we would have kept going past state championship. So I'm very proud of them. Overall, we finished 24-4-1, and for district, we finished 12-1-1. So they put in a lot of work. I just found out today that Tasco, Maddie Guyona, she is our senior board. She got honorable mention All-State. And then Henrietta got, I haven't told them this yet, but Henrietta got first team All-State midfielder. And then Alexia Pena got first team All-State goalie. So a lot of accomplishments this season, and I'm very proud of the girls. I'll introduce them really quick. We have our senior, Cameron Phillips. She's right here, just kind of waiting. Sophomore Alyssa Gibbs, she's not here. She did have to work. These girls put in a lot of work on the field and off the field. So, they have jobs outside of this too. Senior Madison Guyona. Freshman Alyssa Falcon. Freshman Caitlin Nansen. Junior Nayeli Mendez. Junior Lisette Olvera. Sophomore Addison Murda. Sophomore Ellie Baird. Senior Lizzie Irwin. Henrietta, I'm gonna try my best. Junior Henrietta Kobachkabo. Sophomore Chelsea Herrera. Sophomore Aubrey Cedillo. Freshman Keziah Martinez. Junior Maylee Martinez. And sophomore Alexia Pena. And then also, these are our managers right here. We had 4 wonderful managers. They've been with us the whole season and through the rain, giving the girls water, everything. They were right there. And this is Flora Rosales, Stephanie Rosales, Ashley Lopez, and Erica Sardina. And thank you again, parents, for everything, and the board, everything. I feel like without everybody in this community, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you.
You know, we might try to get one group and then the taller girls behind. Let me move those chairs out of the way so that we can. And coaches, you guys got to get in there too.
I'll go in the front.
So,
You're in the middle.
Photography organizer is also in my job description.
Hey, let's do the managers.
Every one of you needs to be in there.
Okay, guys, you're gonna have to slow down a
Make
little
sure
bit.
that there's one girl in between.
Do you have a window?
Make sure everybody has a window. Very good. Parents, come on up and get as close as you can.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Say cheese.
Smile, girls.
1, 2, 3.
No pressure, girls, but next year we gotta win state.
Stop my food.
My cheeks are burning.
Which ones?
Hold on, I need one more. Hold up now.
Congratulations.
Taking everybody to Greek brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So bad.
Well, they started going so good. I'm very good.
I'm not coming to your game.
Yeah, because I'm afraid I'm gonna lose.
Although some of those people are leaving, I'm going to allow Miss Starry to go to the next part of the recognition, which is going to be on the video. But please, Miss Starry, express to the board the good news.
So today we found out, so it's hot off the press, that all 5 of our campuses have been awarded National Showcase Campuses for Capturing Kids' Hearts. So it is a huge, big deal. They're going to be doing some things on their campuses to celebrate. They got some planning to do, but we're very, very excited. It's a very big deal. It makes us a National Showcase District as well. So we may have visitors that come in now to want to see the things that we do, which we would greatly show because we're very, very proud of it. So yeah, so just wanted to share that news with you and everybody else. So.
And y'all probably remember that she gave you a pretty detailed explanation of the impact, and so the principals have that impact data that we will bring to you at some point so that you can see the statistical impact of being a Capturing Kids' Hearts school and being recognized as a National Showcase school. Campuses do not know.
The principals know, and they're sharing that info, so it's like fresh information.
Every campus.
Every campus, yes.
That's quite.
And to become a National Showcase District, you only have to have 70% of your campuses recognized, so.
You've got
100%.
100%.
Wow, very wonderful.
That's awesome.
That's really something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, all right.
on to the consent agenda.
Okay, consent agenda, everybody knows what that is. We've all received the background material. Does anybody want to pull anything out of consent agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve it. Second by
Give me a chance.
Rich. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion passes.
Board members will now move on to 6B1, and that's discussion and consideration to approve a contract for custodial services, and Mr. Wells is here. We did receive some bids through the buy board, since we've used the buy board frequently, and so the one that we're recommending is seated right here on my table in front of me. We only had 4 of their proposals, so I guess we can hand them out to y'all, but I think Mr. Wells is here just to give a brief explanation if you need it. We're recommending
IQS.
Go ahead, Mr. Wells.
Yes, for the custodial contract for the upcoming.
And we apologize, Mr. Wells has been at the ACIT conference all day today, and so he drove hot in to get here on time for tonight's board meeting, just to be able to do this one, I guess, this one important business item.
Yes, so basically we went to a purchasing agent, which is the buy board for custodial staff at the, after our termination of contract with our current provider. And so our recommendation on this evening will be that we go with IQS to be our custodial service provider for the upcoming school year, a 1-year contract.
When does it start?
It would actually start on June 1.
Do they have it for the summer?
Any discussion?
What were some factors in that?
So the main factor was we were going to continue to outsource. We went to the buy board purchasing agency, and everybody's prices are actually there on buy board. So there's a range of there's an array of different providers that are actually buy board vendors. And we chose IQS because after checking references, we felt like they would actually do a good job here for us.
I would say, I would add, because and Mr. Freeman is also here, who was invaluable in this process. One of the areas that we felt that IQS just stood out was in their treatment of their employees. And so that was instrumental because most of the people working in our custodial services are local people, and so we felt that they would be able to provide those people the support that they needed.
So we will continue with the people that we have working for us locally?
If they apply, yes.
Okay, so they have to apply to this company?
They will have to apply to the new company because they'd be changing owners, business that they're working with. But we believe that IQS will be dedicated to looking at our staff that we presently have and then interviewing them and making the best moves. Kind of like putting the right people on the right seat on the bus.
How does the cost compare to what we had before?
So it actually is an increase in cost. We were around about roughly $80,000 a month. We're going to be at about $100,000 a month, like 103. But in that increase, the salaries will actually increase for all of our employees. So there will be a salary increase for all of our employees. There will also be a different level of management structure that we will actually have in place here over what we actually had in the past.
What about any additionals? Does that include additional staff?
Yes.
At times we had concerns about the number of staff.
This is more. Yes.
Go ahead. I think this will probably be easier for me to answer because it's in the personnel section.
Okay.
So it's about $1.50 to $2 more per hour for these employees. And we've added about 5 employees to cover the number of square feet. I think the industry standard is being more closely adhered to in this process. And we will have somebody dedicated just to our district at the managerial spot, which for some parts of our 5-year contract with Macklemore, we didn't have a dedicated staff member here. So we think the added expense is well worth what we believe
Well, if the expense is more people and more pay for those people, that's
what it is.
The end result should be
right.
an improvement of what we have. That's what we need.
Right. All right, I'll make a motion.
Okay, Rich,
I'll
second. Okay. Any discussion before we vote? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion passes.
Board members, 6B2 is discussion and consideration to approve the construction manager at risk selection committee. And so that selection committee is comprised of 6 names. 4 of them are in the room this evening. Mr. Freeman, who's in the back, Mr. Wells, Mr. Irwin, and then Mr. Russell, who will be on the board in several weeks, and then Mr. Cannell. All of them have great experience in this part of the industry, and I'm also on the committee just to verify. So we have to have this before we can print our construction manager at risk document to submit to the public. So this is for you to approve that committee.
And what does this committee do?
They approve the selection criteria for the construction manager at risk in the event we have a successful bond.
Okay.
We're not spending any money.
We're not spending any money.
Right.
I think I mentioned that to you last month,
We
but
talked about it, but I can't
yes.
remember.
This is a preliminary step that puts us ahead of the process.
So if for whatever reason the bond would not pass, this committee would just
Nope,
disappear?
we wouldn't be in
Wouldn't
existence.
cost us anything. discussion?
I move that we approve the committee as presented.
Rich,
I second it.
Susan, second. Any discussion before we vote? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Anybody opposed, motion passes.
Item number 3 is discussion and consideration of the selection criteria for identifying a construction manager at risk. This is very similar to the construction manager at risk criteria that we have used before. Basically, 80% of the criteria relates to past work of this construction manager in other projects like ours, their bonding capacity, etc. And 20% actually is about the fee they charge to do this job and responsibility. And so it is the modified version of what we had in our last project that we approved, and the purpose was to give us a better handle on picking people that are the most qualified to do this job and provide the best value to the district.
I think everybody got that in their packet.
Yes, and you all should have gotten that in your
The
packet.
scoring.
Yes, sir.
Any discussion?
And did you get the scoring, you got the scoring in your packet too? Yes. Yes, okay. So this has been approved by our bond council. It's been vetted by our previous committee. So we would recommend that we follow this scoring criteria.
I make a motion that we follow the scoring criteria.
Thank you, Susan. We have a second? Hey, Rich? Any discussion before we vote? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Anybody opposed? Motion passes.
Board members, before we go into closed session, I would like to take a little bit of privilege to talk about a person so that all those individuals don't have to just wait around for after the closed session. So I would like to introduce to the board the individual that the committee has chosen to be the next principal at Hutchins Elementary, and that's Mr. Patrick Burton. Come on in, Patrick. And I see he has an entourage here.
Brought his people. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Hutchins is near and dear to my heart, that's where I started.
Good chair setter.
Now it's all your fault.
So, Mr. Burton, would you like to say anything to the board or allow them to ask you any questions?
I'm just very excited to take on, this new challenge and, really get to know all the teachers and kids in the community of Hutchins. So, yeah, very excited and very thankful for being chosen for this position. So, thank you guys.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can I embarrass you for just a second? So, it's a point of personal privilege, I guess, since I get to sit in this chair and I have to take all the abuse from time to time. So, Ms. Starry did a great job of organizing the interview process, and Mr. Burton did an exceptional job, as did our other applicants. I got to tell you, we were very impressed with the applicant pool that we had to interview. And after all of that process and the committee's recommendation, Mr. Wells was on the committee, Ms. Anderson was on the committee, Ms. Starry and myself, and Mr. Burton was chosen. We then went and had a meet the teacher morning. And so we walk in and Ms. Starry and I are waiting, and Mr. Burton, as his typical, is there early. And I'm looking around to try and introduce him to the people. He's out there opening the doors for all the kids that are driving down the parking lot. So it was just kind of a very heartwarming welcome to the campus. I think that he welcomed all those kids and he was bright and cheery. And the comment that he made was, it is nice to be back in a position where when the kids see the principal, they're all excited and happy. He said, because at the middle school, when they see me coming, the kids run the other way. So,
Yes. Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
you don't have to stay around for the closed session, but you're more than welcome.
I do want to get a picture before you go.
Okay. Okay, yes, ma'am.
We're almost through, Paul. Wait a second.
I thought you said, oh.
They wanted to get a picture, but, and I don't know if y'all are aware, but that is Anna Burton, that is Patrick's better half, and she is our girls coordinator, and Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Trybig are here to support their fellow middle school principal now. So, thank you all for coming, and we are going to go into closed session. Y'all are more than welcome to stay and wait, because I do have a lot of things to talk about when we come out, but there are no action items on the agenda following closed session.
Time is now 6:50 and we will adjourn into the meeting. Time is now 7:34 and the board will reconvene into open meeting.
Well, board members, I'd like to give you a little bit of an update. We're still scheduled for all 7 board members to attend the Summer Leadership Institute in San Antonio on June 11, 12, and 13. That would include Mr. DeBrock, Mr. Dortick, Ms. Nahavitz, Mr. Ryan, Mr. Cannell, Ms. Smith, and Mr. Russell. And so we have scheduled for those 3 days, and then I don't think I've seen a
Say them
list
again,
of
June, what is it?
11, 12, and 13.
Wednesday through Friday,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
unless you want to stay till Saturday.
And you can stay until Saturday. We have reservations through Saturday if you so choose, but, and again, we will put all of the rooms. You'll just have to have your tax exempt certificate that you take with you when you register.
Did we get rooms at the Marriott?
Do you know where that we got the rooms?
Just curious.
Okay. Update on the 89th Legislature, including House Bill 2. Board members, House Bill 2 is been approved in the House, and it is in the Senate's chamber, and I think it's going to go to conference committee, and there is going to be a probably a compromise bill coming out of the conference. According to Representative Kitzman, this is a $7.7 billion increase in public education funding. It's a $395 increase on the basic allotment. I will say that that is the same basic amount of money that was set aside in 2023 that they never spent. It's going to tie the basic allotment to the growth of property values, and there will be automatic increases in public education and teacher pay. 40% of the new funds must go towards teacher pay raises, prioritizing teachers with 10 and more years experience, prioritizing teachers with 5 years of experience and more in the secondary priority, and then increasing your starting salary would be the third priority.
But no strings attached.
But no strings attached.
And still just for teachers, not administrators, not counselors, not speech people, just.
Probably all the chapter or whatever that is.
Well, you can do, the 40% has got to go towards, so the 60% of the basic allotment would just be a part of our regular, in other words, there's not an earmark like there was in the first, where the teachers had to get a $10,000 pay raise. So this is a $395 increase on the basic allotment. And then in addition to that, 40% of that $395 is going to have to go to teachers in a pay raise. And the other 60%, like anything in the maintenance and operations budget, gets spent on everything else. Security measures, police officers, etc. So there will be additional funding for special education. We don't know how much or how many. They say they're going to increase the support for the pre-K program, and then there's going to be an increase in the amount they spend on extended instruction.
That'd be on top of the 395.
We think that'll be in addition to the increase of the basic allotment. But nothing is passed yet. All of that could go away. This is what's in House Bill 2. Update on the field turf progress. The field turf is laid. Now they'll have to feather in all of the yard markers, the yardage designations, the 50, the 40s, the 30s, etc. The EC would have to be put in the middle and feathered in, and then the language in both end zones, El Campo and Ricebirds, and then all of the extra lines for the soccer fields, etc.
Still on target to finish.
Still on target to finish before graduation. Mhm. And after all of the field is done, then we would add the Ecotherm pellets, which help reduce the heat on the field and then provide that little bit of extra safety net. Update on the bond. There's signs around town. There is also a political action committee that is supporting the bond effort. Anything that is being done from the school district is just providing facts. I did tours at Hutchins and the high school. I have one more tour at Hutchins this upcoming Sunday at 1 o'clock. And I did several presentations at the Rotary. The Chamber of Commerce asked me to come, and as part of my responsibility as an ad hoc board member, so I provided them some detail, sent out some information. I've had several people ask me specific questions, and I have answered those directly. And then Mr. Primo asked me a few questions just the other day, and I noticed there was a headline in the newspaper today. So I'm trying to provide as much factual data out there as I can. I will say to everybody that the tax rate will not increase if a bond were to pass. People say, where'd the money come from? Well, it's going to be a situation where as we pay off old bonds, eventually the bonds would go to zero and we would have no interest in sinking tax rate. That would happen by 2035. This allows us to feather in some bond sales if the bond were to pass for the construction, and then at the very end, without increasing the tax rate, instead of it ending in 2035, it would increase out to 2050. And so the Guardian program has training set up for this summer. So the present Guardians have training on May 28th and 29th. And then the future Guardians that have just gone through the psychological assessment and the application process, their training will be June 2nd through June 6th. So we continue to increase the number of personnel. And again, those numbers are not public, but we do have signs on every one of our campus that tell everybody that it's potential there's a Guardian. And I will say we do have Guardians at all of our facilities. In regards to curriculum and instruction, I listed some dates there for you. I would also tell you that the Derby Dolls plan to take a spring trip funded by the Derby Dolls. And they plan to take that during spring break of 2026. And then there are several community and government relations events, the Hispanic Education Project Banquet on Thursday, May 1st. If you have an interest in attending the Hispanic Education Project Banquet, please let me know. The Athletic Banquet is Wednesday, May 7th. The Rotary Employee Appreciation Banquet is Thursday, May 8th. I do want to report to the board that I will be receiving a 5-year pin. But unfortunately, I also have a daughter graduating from the University of Texas, and so I won't be in attendance at my 5-year pinning.
Good choice. Then you don't get the pen.
Yeah, come back next year.
Well, I'll have to come back next year, but I'm not gonna miss my daughter's graduation, so, Miss,
For her and you.
thank you. And then my other daughter will be graduating from the University of Iowa on August 15th with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Cool.
So, I'll have 2 of them graduated by this year.
Getting a raise.
I will, yes, sir. Except they're moving in with me until, and so that my home expenses will increase now rather than going to another city. And then the May board meeting on Wednesday, May 14th at 6 o'clock. And then graduation at 8 o'clock on Thursday, May 22nd. And we will have a posted board meeting prior to that meeting, just so that we can all meet.
May 14th.
When's the regular meeting?
May 14th.
May 14th.
That is the regular meeting for May.
That is the regular meeting for May, because at that point, we will be swearing in our new board members,
Right.
electing new board officers. When is off the board, and then, in addition to that, we will be canvassing the election.
Better bring your raincoats for graduation.
Why? Why do you keep saying that?
Because it never rained on me and I'm getting off, so y'all are gonna be stuck out there. in the rain.
Don't say that, Ed.
Does anybody else have any other
The way
questions?
these rains come, I wouldn't mind it a bit. We're probably gonna be needing another one by then.
Handle the rain, it's this wind.
And then, board members, I relayed to you in closed session the issues of personnel. And so you are aware of all the individuals that we're going to be giving certified contracts to in the morning, or those that are going to be getting a letter of reasonable assurance. That's all I have.
Okay. All right. What time is it? It is now 7:46, and there being no further business on the agenda to come before this meeting, I now declare the meeting adjourned.